In this lesson, we're establishing where your customers and community actually hang out so that you don't waste energy trying to find them and connect with them where they are not hanging out. So, one really key component of defining your community is where they like to hang out on a daily basis. Are they people who like to be out in nature? Do they go for hikes? Do they go to coffee shops, local bookstores? Those are hints of where all of my ideal community hang out. So, I want you to start to establish that to get an even clearer picture on who it is that you're serving. Do they like to go to the movies? Do they like to stay home? Where do they hang out in these physical places in their life? Now, one step beyond that, once you've established that, is to consider where do they go when they are looking to buy what they need. So, for example, where do they go when they're looking to buy a new art print? Do they go to Etsy? Do they go to Google? Do they go to a local bookstore or shop in their town? Do they ask a friend? Or, as another example, if they're looking for a class that can teach them a new creative skill, do they go to their local community center? Do they look online? Do they go to Skillshare? Do they ask a friend? You can really start to think about when your customer, when your ideal community has a specific need, where do they go to find that? So, another example of this is, do your people look for tips and tricks for a new creative medium on Pinterest? Do they go to Instagram? Do they go to TikTok? Are they actively posting on any of those platforms? Are they people who read blogs, or would they rather listen to a podcast? I want you to get really, really clear on your ideal community and discover where they hang out, where they go when they need something, where they hang out online, where they hang out in person. This will give you such a clear understanding of how to save your own energy when it's time to show up and share your services. Because as soon as you can think about where they're going to find it, that will give you so much insight of where you can start to market your services when we get to that module. Another layer to this that I want you to consider and to take action on is to actually go online and start searching for terms relative to your industry. So I want you to start thinking like your customer, to start thinking like your ideal community member. When they're looking for something, what are they going to type into the Etsy search bar? What are they going to type into the Pinterest search bar? So once you've established where you think they go to discover what it is they're looking for, I want you to actually go to that platform and start to type in keywords that you think they would search. So for example, let's say that they are looking to learn how to paint watercolor prints for the very first time. What would they search in Pinterest? So let's say, as an example, you pretend you're that ideal community member. You pop into the Pinterest search bar and you say, how to paint a watercolor print. Or you say, how do I start with watercolors? And as you start to type that search question, notice what pops up, because what often happens on Etsy, on Google, and on Pinterest is that other ideas, other related search terms will pop up when you start to type that in. And I want you to take note of some of the keywords that come up. So when you pop in, when you type this into the search bar, what else comes up, and start to create a list of terms that you can start to use when you start to advertise your work online. So for example, when you type that in, other things that might come up are beginners' guides to watercolor painting, how to sell your watercolor painting, things that other people in that same arena are searching for as well, because that will give you a great reach to your ideal community when it comes time to market. So that is an extra layer that you can do to really understand what it is that your people are looking for. So now I want you to take action, and I want you to establish where it is that your people hang out just for fun in life, but also when they are seeking something to fulfill their need or their desire, so that you know where to show up. Once you've done that, meet me in the next lesson, where I will talk about your main action step thus far in this community module. I'll see you there.